Good evening, everybody. This is Victor Kilo 4, Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Fairyland. It's just gone 19:30 hours, 7:30 p.m. It's Wednesday night, so that means it's another VK4BAD bad net. This is Victor Kilo 4, Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Fairyland. I'll now change my call. And, okay, this is VK4 Bravo. We'll find out who's on.
Very good evening to all my radio friends. VK4HOO.
VK4.
Little turn. We have. I keep forgetting your name. My apologies. I'm quickly glancing through my list to see my cheats list. No, you're not on that page at all. My apologies there. I should know. I do know you. I mean, I should know your name. VK4 Bravo for Delta. The Bunya District Amateur Radio Club's now. VK4BAD. Okay, nothing. As I said, it is VK4. Mike Victor is first. Then we've got E. AD listening. Okay, nothing else heard at the present time. VK4 Mike Victor, over to you there, Al, and I'll see if I can fix up this little problem I've got here with the streaming. VK4BAD.
VK4BAD in the group VK4 Mike Victor. Good evening, Gary and Don, Andy, and back into Ipswich, and also help with the local repeater side as well. And I believe the Fireys are going to get a channel as well from all accounts. So kudos for you, mate, and your help out there. We had a bit of a shower here last night. It wasn't anything significant. I didn't even bother to go read the gauge, but it did wet the concrete, and it sounded good for a while, and necessitated pulling all the coaxes out of everything before I went. After I finished the net last night, it just started to rumble as I finished. So I thought, well, out you come. Shut everything down and get over to the house. So did that, and but it was a bit of a black bucket of whitewash as far as moisture goes. But plenty of a light show and plenty of noise. Our dog Fletcher doesn't get much on that lightning and thunder, and he likes to go try and find where that thunder's coming from. So luckily I had him restrained. Otherwise I would have been out there trying to find him in the paddock. Not much else to report. I'll put it over there to Andy and see how Andy's going. VK4HOO with the group VK4FAX.
Thanks, Don, and good evening to my radio friends there. And John, absolutely fantastic to hear your voice. Thank you for coming on. Yeah, I've become so lazy in my retirement. It's horrible. It really is. I can't get motivated. I popped along for a bit of a practice at Drayton this afternoon, and Don, I walked in the little alleyway there with the fence and the building, and I was greeted by this green, and the slow. There was a fair bit of growth on it, so I guess Mark will mow them tomorrow while I was checking. But really different than normally used to. The thing with we're on Opticom private system, and you can't have like that. You've got to go. The it's mudgy. Talks. All right. Everything's well. Thank you for photos. Yeah. Fantastic.
All out and everything, so we've changed over, and everything seems to be going good. And I thought it was pretty good of them to actually give us 12-month subscription sort of thing before we have to start paying for it. But anyway, that's yeah, a little bit of rain, but at least we haven't got the low racket when the. But anyway, back to you, Gary. VAD.
Hey, that's it. I'm at the moment, and trying to run a live stream at the same time is system. Anyway, that's still waiting on answers. It's normal, and but I'm slowly the job's done around here. At least I got one HF antenna ready. So I'll one of those ones. Much else been this way. Okay, this is VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. Stand by. Okay, this is Bravo Alpha Delta Amateur Radio Club. Is there anyone that want to come in and the second ring? Okay, with that lot there, it sounds like it's going to be a quick one tonight. As I said, I don't know how well this streaming is going to go. It seems to be up quite a bit. It's just one of those ones. VK4, Mike, VK4, Bravo Alpha Delta. They're
and the group V. Yeah, I just see, and yes, you can. You're certainly checking out your bandwidth with that amount. And at one stage here, I couldn't get any more than about 4 meg upload. Well, I thought that was a bit strange. Could I get a good 50 plus down? And I was going to complain about it, so and I talked to IINet about something else at the time, and I thought I'd just check out what the setting on the modem was, and it was physically locked at 4. So I opened it up to the 19.2, which was the recommended, and all of a sudden I got a better upload. I think more of large sit and wait for tea. Gobbling up quite little smaller services, being one, and then they got taken over by the TPG group, involved in mobile phone. Now, the effort required and the returns on effort, and with plain internet services and phone. Offer me a 5G for a trial, and I was a bit sceptical that it would actually function. About 2 or 3 k's from the centre of the town, but Telstra have a 5G coverage out here, but Vodafone and do not. The modem ended up. Somebody looked at it and said, it won't work. So I never saw it. And I was sceptical about it in the first place when the service person I spoke to, who, as you said, John, you never know where they come from, but I suspect it's the Philippines. Anyway, their idea would have been that they would have isolated me from the NBN, and they would have run it on a 5G wireless network, and they would have taken a little bit of business back off, and perhaps that's the way they're probably looking at it. But all good. And yeah, thanks for that, Don. Yeah, no drama. Quite enjoyable to go up there and have a look at that. I actually do have some photos. I did take 2 or 3. Rob, who is the instigator of a lot of this work from the Ipswich Club, I work together quite often, and he likes to take photos, and I on site when we usually do, and he gives a very good record that goes on at the various locations we go to. So a bit of commercial work and a little bit of ham work as well. So it gives us variety, and he gives me a little bit of work to do, which I'm specialised in, and that was to do with Tate Communications, which I worked for 17 years. So yeah, and I still do a little bit. In fact, I've had to dedicate a shelf in the shed for Tate spares. And all good. And Andy, what you need to do is have a little bit of a work list and try to do something every day and note it in your diary that you've completed it, and eventually you'll get round to picking up the pace on doing things. But it's fine to indulge yourself in. So we'll want to get out and do things. Amazing the number of them away. And that's the way I go being Don, X in the group VK Victor.
running the show. And we'll look later on at the live streaming thing on the Dippy TV. It comes through quite well. I've had a look at it before, and I think it was last week or the week before I had a look at how it's going, and yeah, it's well done, Gary. I wouldn't have a clue how to do that, but there's much smarter people around than me, of course. Anyway, yeah, it's quite breezy here this evening, and it apparently rumbled and thundered and stormed up around the Kingaroy area. I had a look at it on the radar there a bit earlier on, and everything sort of came in and drifted north from so there's still a few little patches out there in the west. I think it's more towards central Queensland, the Burnett area. It doesn't this evening. Some chance of some tomorrow and Friday, so let's hope they're right. We haven't got the out of the sky and what we gleam from underground. V4HAA. Yeah, Andy, what else is said? Good advice. Just make a little list and try and achieve it, and just play plenty of bowls. That'll keep you active, mate. HAA with the group, VK4FAX.
Yeah, great suggestion, Don. I don't know how it goes. So, but yeah, thanks, guys. I've actually our complex here is exactly 1 kilometre. Follow that put a they didn't want it sort of thing anyway. A couple of years going through courts and everything else, and they've actually they've done all the curb and guttering in South Street because I think their infrastructure, they're doing it first, which is good because a lot of places they build what they're building and then get around to the infrastructure. Well, these guys are doing it the opposite way, and I'd say council have most said that's what you've got to do, putting in pathways first and curb and guttering, and they'll bitumen the pulling lane once now, and works. Yeah, that's there's that many motors and that in there of the day. Idea it was going to, we saw things of it, and it looks pretty flash as part of the absolutely. And
a word from the sponsors. Yeah, thanks, Andy. VK4H, VK4ZJE. Yeah, this business of not doing anything, don't worry about it, Andy. It can go on any time. Ask Norman. Yeah, it's just one of those when you're. But after a while, you find out that you shouldn't have. You don't get long, or maybe even longer. Passing that on. Anyway, it will. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but it does go away. But anyway, that's my experience. Anyway. Yeah, it sounds like you're right for photos. Block of dirt that's over the other wire fence. Actually, a gazette. And when you had a bit of a look goes down into Stock Creek. And I don't know, Greg didn't say anything about anybody getting lost out there, but when it initially went in, when Merv, we got that, I was part of that. It was quite easy to do, take the wrong, and so all good. Yeah, oh, and by the way, the name of O'Rourke's house is not the one you drive in there, because that wasn't there when we initially put it out. That was the reason we went out that way, because it was all nice and quiet and there was no power line noise and everything. And access into Brisbane and to the west and to the south was much better, because the further we went north, the worse it got, which was rather strange. But it turns out there's a range that sticks out to the east, and you get in behind it. So, that's the reason we were out there, and he was very generous. But then people have gone, and even on the Google map, keep the grass down, which is good. Yeah, righto, Gary. Back to you, and I'll just listen to the end anyway, Gary. I'll make this my final, but I will listen to the end. VK4GRB, VK4ZJE.
VK4ZJE, VK4. It's Eric Amateur Radio Club. I'd like to thank you all for turning up tonight. It's going to be a quick one there tonight, but with what's been happening here, did find out why last week's one never went up. Did got that sorted out, and tonight. Off the console, the only Don in Toowoomba area, VK4HOO Andy in Toowoomba area, and VK4ZJE John, where I can't recall where he lives neither, or which area, but he's up near the Toowoomba Way, or down near the Toowoomba Way.